Even with the World Cup long since wrapped up, Erling Haaland is still finding ways to dominate American headlines, and this time it has nothing to do with soccer at all. Instead, one of WWE's biggest current stars, Cody Rhodes, has publicly thrown his support behind the idea of Haaland stepping into the wrestling ring, sparking a wave of excitement from American fans who simply cannot get enough of this towering Norwegian striker. In this video, we are going to walk through exactly what Cody Rhodes said, why he specifically singled out Haaland among a group of major athletes and actors, and explore why American audiences reacted so enthusiastically to the idea of a crossover between the World Cup's breakout star and the world of professional wrestling. So let us get into everything that happened. To understand why this moment landed the way it did, you first have to appreciate just how much cultural real estate Haaland had already claimed in America over the course of this past summer. His performance at the World Cup turned him into a household name almost overnight. With his towering frame, his goofy personality, and his record-breaking scoring run all combining to make him one of the most talked-about athletes in the entire country. Even with the tournament now in the rearview mirror, Haaland has remained a constant presence in American pop culture conversations, popping up in unexpected places and continuing to capture attention regardless of the context. That lingering relevance set the stage perfectly for Cody Rhodes, one of WWE's most recognizable faces, to bring his name into an entirely different arena. Before we get into exactly what Cody Rhodes said, take a second to hit that like button and make sure you are subscribed, because we are covering every corner of pop culture where Haaland's name keeps popping up. It only takes a second, and it genuinely helps the channel. Alright, let us get into it. The entire story traces back to Cody Rhodes stopping by The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, where he was promoting his upcoming role as Guile in the new Street Fighter movie. During the interview, host Jimmy Fallon ran through a light-hearted segment asking Rhodes to weigh in on which celebrities and athletes could realistically make the jump into professional wrestling, showing him pictures of several major names including Haaland, actor Tom Holland, NFL star Travis Kelce, and actor Jason Momoa. When Haaland's photo came up, Rhodes did not hesitate, immediately calling him a supreme athlete and pointing out that with his long blonde hair, the two of them could pull off what wrestling fans would recognize as a classic cousin storyline, joking that in wrestling everybody ends up related to everybody else one way or another, and that Haaland could simply become his cousin inside the ring. Rhodes did not stop with Haaland, offering quick reactions to the other names Fallon presented as well, which helped frame exactly how much genuine enthusiasm he had, specifically for the idea of Haaland joining WWE. When Tom Holland's name came up, Rhodes actually pushed back on the idea entirely, joking that he would rather steer clear of putting the beloved actor in any kind of physical risk, given how many people, including his own children, enjoy his movies. He was considerably more open to Travis Kelce joining the promotion, noting that Kelce was already naturally connected to WWE through his brother Jason, who had previously appeared at WrestleMania, and suggesting the two brothers could form a tag team built around what he called premium athleticism. As for Jason Momoa, Rhodes suggested the actor already carried the natural energy of a professional wrestler, comparing him to legendary, larger-than-life figures from wrestling's history. Against that backdrop, the fact that Rhodes responded to Haaland with such immediate, specific enthusiasm, rather than hesitation or a generic compliment, made his pitch stand out as one of the more genuine reactions in the entire segment. What added extra credibility to this moment is that this was not the first time Cody Rhodes had spoken favorably about Haaland. Back in October of 2024, during a separate promotional appearance connected to Manchester City, Rhodes had already named Haaland as one of the club's players he most admired, suggesting that his appreciation for the Norwegian striker predates this summer's World Cup breakout entirely. That earlier comment gave this latest Tonight Show remark a sense of consistency rather than opportunism, reinforcing the idea that Rhodes genuinely sees something in Haaland that lines up naturally with the larger-than-life personas that define professional wrestling. Adding even more weight to this storyline, Rhodes was not the only prominent WWE figure to publicly muse about Haaland stepping into the wrestling world. Just days before Rhodes made his comments, WWE superstar Finn Balor discussed the very same idea during an appearance on the One Football YouTube channel, suggesting that Haaland's presence and physicality would translate well into the world of professional wrestling. Balor even extended the conversation further, floating the idea that Argentine defender Christian Romero could work well as a wrestling heel, a villain figure that crowds love to boo. Seeing two separate current WWE stars independently bring up Haaland's name within the same general stretch of time suggested that this was not simply one-off small talk, but a genuine, growing conversation happening within wrestling circles about crossover potential involving one of the World Cup's biggest breakout stars. Reaction from American fans to this entire storyline was immediate and largely delighted. Social media lit up with fans sharing clips of the Tonight Show segment, many of them joking that Haaland's combination of size, charisma, and larger-than-life on-field persona genuinely would translate well into professional wrestling's theatrical style. Others focused specifically on the cousin's storyline pitch itself, finding the idea amusing given how often WWE storylines rely on exactly that kind of loosely explained family connection to justify pairing up unlikely characters. For fans who had already spent an entire summer falling for Haaland's goofy, larger-than-life personality during the World Cup, watching a completely different corner of American entertainment express genuine enthusiasm about him felt like confirmation of just how far his crossover appeal had spread beyond soccer entirely. Part of why this idea resonated so strongly comes down to how naturally Haaland's existing public persona already overlaps with professional wrestling's larger-than-life culture. Throughout the World Cup, commentators repeatedly described him using imagery straight out of wrestling storylines, comparing his towering frame and intimidating presence to that of a Viking warrior, while simultaneously highlighting his approachable, almost theatrical sense of humor off the field. That blend of intimidating physicality paired with genuine charisma is exactly the combination WWE has built its biggest stars around for decades, making Rhodes' pitch feel less like a random celebrity name drop and more like a genuinely plausible crossover that fans could actually picture playing out. At the end of the day, this story captures something fitting about just how far Haaland's cultural relevance has traveled since this summer's World Cup. What began as a record-breaking tournament performance has since evolved into genuine conversations across completely unrelated corners of American entertainment, from late-night television to professional wrestling locker rooms. Whether Haaland ever actually steps into a WWE ring remains to be seen, but the fact that a star as prominent as Cody Rhodes is already publicly pitching the idea says everything about how thoroughly this Norwegian striker has captured America's attention. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you are subscribed so you catch our next video the moment another Haaland storyline pops up, because at this point, there is no telling where his name will show up next.